Hey everybody, welcome to Teensy Vintage. This is Teresa. Today's video is a little longer than usual because I sat down and crafted for a little longer than usual. This actually took me about 2 hours yesterday, and I sat down not knowing what to make. I just decided I was going to make something, and here it is. It's a trifold folio booklet thingy? Not really sure. But I had a great time making it. I started off with some collage, some old book pages, dictionary pages, and a digital printable that had some old text on it. The trifold folio, the base, is a piece of junk mail that I had gessoed a while back. And I picked it up again yesterday and was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. I think I had gessoed it and then put it somewhere to just kind of dry, and forgot about it, because that's how I roll. I forget things. I am fun and forgetful. But yeah, I just started gluing things down, because honestly, gluing paper to other paper is one of the best things in life. If you don't believe me, just do it for a little while, and I swear you will feel much better. I'm also using some very fancy tissue paper that I got in my last joggles.com order. This video is not sponsored by Joggles, but I just want to say I love them so much. They wrap all of your items in your order in beautiful paper. And it's just really nice to get a package in the mail that has, very thoughtfully wrapped goodies. So yeah, this is one of those sheets of tissue paper that they wrap my order in, and it has beautiful feathers with lots of gold and other details, very boho. And I decided to go ahead and glue these on top of my old papers just to give it just to look cool. It's really nice. The glue stick I'm using runs out in a little while. You'll get to see that fun. This is a Scotch purple glue stick, which I really like, and it makes putting the feathers on fairly easy. It's a little hard to get them off the page when you've applied the glue, though. So yeah, I got a lot of glue on my fingers during this project, and it got a little frustrating. But overall, 10 out of 10. I'm just going to trim off any excess tissue paper. You won't really be able to see it when you glue it down, which is why I really like this technique. So yeah, there it is, nice and shiny. Looks cool. I'm looking for another feather, and I picked this pink one, and we're going to add that, and I think that's the last one on this side, just to give it a little variety there. And I'm not sure why this takes so long. I kept getting distracted. I tried to cut out a lot of the distraction lulls in this video. But if any are left, I'm sorry. Now I've taken out my new Tim Holtz Distress Spritz, which is the new line that he came out with, I want to say June. It's a pearlized version of the colors that he already has. I got a bit of a rude awakening there. When I was shaking the bottle, the ink started coming out, and was like, okay, so I had to stop and clean that up. It's a pretty product. It has a lot of shimmer to it, but at the end of the day, it's fine. I only bought the one color because I wanted to try it out before I, invested in any more craft supplies. So, it's fine. If you need a shimmery product, it's great. I really prefer Lindy's Gang, but that's just me. Now I'm adding some color. This is a Dylusions paint. I used a little bit of water at first, and then I add more and more water to get a lighter look so that you've got variations on the page here. And I'm just painting around the feathers. I'm not painting over them, and painting over the papers. I believe this is Vibrant Turquoise. Again, as always, all of the supplies and tools that I use will be in the description below. Please feel free to ask me any questions you have. I'm happy to answer. All right. So now I'm going to continue with this color on the back side just because I had some paint left, so why not use it up? And like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just painting, gluing, having fun. So yeah. Gonna put a little more of the picked raspberry on there. It's a little bit messy. It's fine. Sorry, not in love with it. I love the Distress inks and oxide line. I really do. I use them in almost everything. But yeah, shimmer paint, it's fine. Alright, here's the next page. This is the inside page, and I am just going to cover it with the fancy tissue paper. And I'm going to make sure that there's no bubbles or wavy parts to my page here, because that just doesn't look as pretty. And I'm going to cut around to cut off all the excess. So this is much easier than trying to measure and then paste it on. It's just put glue on your substrate and then put your tissue paper down and cut off the extra. Much easier. All right, there we go. Now we have this pretty feather page. Yeah. Now I am going through my box of bits and bobs to see if there's anything I can use as a pocket. I found a few things I want to put in a pocket, but not a pocket yet. Y'all, I have so many little piles of paper and half projects around my desk. Yeah, there's a journal project there, somewhere in there. There's also a bunch of loose paper. So I've pulled out, well, there's an envelope I made, but it's too big to fit inside of this. But I pulled out a piece of index card. This is a stamp off. This is from a previous project where I had added a bunch of numbers and words to a sheet of plain labels. And this was the little card I used to test out the stamps as well as get rid of the remaining ink. And it just looked so interesting, I kept it. So now I'm going to use this scrap as a pocket. But first, I'm going to get a different sheet of pretty, oh gosh, what is this stuff called? Tissue paper. Hello. And I'm going to glue that down on this section of the fold-up folio. I also finally ran out of glue in that glue stick, and I am now using an Elmer's washable school glue stick, which is okay. I just ordered another Oohoo glue stick, which I really love, and I hope it comes soon because, you know, Elmer's glue is fine. It's just this glue stick is kind of gloppy. Not my fave, but it got the job done. So, I am now going to add some color to this index card, and I've chosen Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide ink, and I almost dipped the card in it, but I remembered, you know, index cards today are so flimsy. If you dip it into the ink directly, it will probably get too much ink and kind of warp. So what I did was I got a paintbrush out and just gently added the color that I wanted to the index card. I'm also adding a little bit to the far side of the folio because I had some ink left, and why not? And that'll tie the two sides together. You know, eventually, I don't know what I'm doing yet on the far side there, but I figured, you know what, have some of the same color. Gonna use it up. And here you see me trying to flatten out the index card, which got a little curly from the heat and from the ink. Man, it really did not want to lay flat. So in order to get a clean, even adhesive on it, I decided to go ahead and use some double-sided tape. This is an adhesive roll. Super easy to use. This is a, gosh, what size is this? 1/8 of an inch. So pretty small, but a good adhesive. This gives me a lot of space inside the pocket, and I didn't have to worry about trying to get a very straight glue line or anything like that. So now I'm popping in those things that I pulled out from earlier into the pocket, and I'm gonna ink that side I cut. I had to trim it just a little bit to fit in the pocket. But yeah, one of those, that blue and green item, is a library card that I used a gel press a while back to make that cool pattern. And now I'm pulling out a dictionary page and a digital printable that had some numbers on it, real grungy, nice warm brown color. And I'm going to collage these pieces onto the remaining two sections because it's fun. That's really this whole project, is just, this was fun. What do you use this folio for? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. It's just pretty to look at, and I had a great time making it. And honestly, that is all you need. Just make art because you want to make art. It doesn't have to have a purpose. You don't need to sell it. You don't need to worry about capitalism all the time. Just glue some paper to other paper, y'all. I swear, it's very therapeutic. And I love the way that dictionary paper and, you know, other scraps of paper can all kind of come together to make some really cool layers. It's visually interesting. You can add ink and paint to it, and some feathers, which we eventually add more feathers, y'all. Stay tuned. But yeah, I am just tearing up this sheet of paper and gluing it down. And again, using the glue stick here. It's definitely sturdy. This glue is not messing around, but it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as delicate as I would like it to be. I don't know if that's the right word, but this is kind of a heavy hitter. Yeah, a lot of glue. Could use half the amount of glue. So, anyway, new glue stick coming soon. But for now, we use what we have. And it's okay. Not the end of the world. You just keep going. There we go. And we've got another piece of scrap with those beautiful grungy numbers. So these numbers kind of go nicely with the theme of the numbers on that little pocket that we added. I'm going to trim off any excess. Yeah, this looks good. It's a nice patchwork of tones. And I brought back the tissue paper, and now I'm going to cut out feathers that I want to add. So we're going to add feathers to this section the same way we did on the first section on the other side. Just because they were really pretty and I liked the way they turned out. So we're going to repeat that here. And I'm just trimming off a lot of the extra tissue. You won't see it, but if you wanted to paint around them or add ink around the feathers, the less extra tissue that you have, the better it will look. Okay, So to soften the papers that we just glued down, I'm using a little bit of gesso and my cosmetic sponge to just kind of zhuzh the edges here and blend them together so they're not so stark. So we're just softening everything and adding a nice dreamy layer there with our good pal gesso. Yes, we love our gesso. All right, it looks better already. Okay, so now I'm going to start gluing down the feathers. Yeah, this glue, the formula of the glue is a lot thicker than the Scotch stick that I had used previous. That's what I was trying to say earlier. The viscosity. It's definitely thicker glue. Yeah, I had a hard time getting that feather off the page there. Had to employ our scissor blade, but we got it. Man, I got glue all over my hands, which is not my favorite thing, y'all. But it came off. It's okay. There we go. Yay! And we're going to make sure everything's nice and dry. Yeah. Okay, so now I am trying to figure out if this page needs anything else. It's a lot of thinking and considering in this project. So I found this lady, and I think she'd be perfect for the back cover, which is that pink area on the left. So I'm going to fussy cut her out, and I'm going to glue her to that page. Now, I'll be honest, y'all, I don't usually go for figures with wings because I feel like it's an image that we've seen over and over and over again in indie art. Oh, look how cute. There's the vintage person with the butterfly wings or the angel wings or whatever wings, and it's like, okay, we've seen it, great. Let's move on. But this lady, her wings, I don't know. I kind of liked them. Plus, I didn't add them. They were already there. So I'm breaking my own rule, and I'm having a person with wings. So yeah, who's not a fairy or an angel. It's just a lady. Just a lady at a party hopping along with some wings, you know, like you do. Oh, goodness. Yeah. And for all the globbiness, man, that glue dries really quickly. So some of it on the tips of her wings and her head, it was dry when I put it down. I was like, holy cow. So we just added a little more. Now I'm going to go and see about adding a little bit of washi tape. I also pulled out that floral card, but I don't end up using it. This is some Tim Holtz washi tape. I just wanted to add a little piece here on the edge, which I did, and I folded over to create a very small border. Just looks cool. And then I'm going to take some different washi tape. This is just typewriter letters, and I'm just adding them here and there, wherever it feels right. How do I know where it feels right? I don't know. I just do. Just stick it on. It's washi tape. If you don't like it, you can literally peel it back up and put it somewhere else. Beautiful stuff. All right, so now I'm going to add some more of the Mermaid Lagoon ink to this page to tie it in with the card on the right as well as the other side. And I'm like, oh yeah, the other side needs a little more paint, so we're going to go in with that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not the other side. This is the same side, but upside down. Look at me. Upside down. Woohoo. All right. And just going in around, painting the dictionary pages, avoiding the feathers. There we go. Now we're going to dry it before we move on. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do over there. I thought about making that piece a pocket, but it is the wrong color and weird size. And I decided, you know what? No, I don't need a pocket. I'm going to put a card. So that's from a digital printable kit, and it is a lined journaling card. And I'm going to ink up the sides. And I'm also going to, I'm going to use a gold paper clip. I'm going to add it with a paper clip. I'm going to use this stamp from Sam Poole, Creative Expressions, to just add a little something. So I just put a date stamp up there from that kit. There we go. All right. Now, I also can add something on this side because paper clips allow you to do something on each side of the page. And I'm going to audition a few things here. Let's see. Something purple maybe. I'm trying to stay in the same family of colors, but am not having any luck here. So let's try blue. Yes, I keep all my little bits in color-coded containers because it helps me keep the chaos at bay and keeps from having little bits of paper all over the place. Plus, if I need a blue piece of ephemera, I just go grab the little blue case out of my suitcase. Yeah, they're pretty great. You can get them at Michael's for like $13 for the whole suitcase. They're pretty great. Oh, now I am adding some gold acrylic paint. This is an Amsterdam paint. This is called Deep Gold. And this is just adding little bits of shiny here and there. All I'm doing is expanding on the shiny gold from the tissue paper itself and adding little bits of gold to, you know, the dictionary pages, to the feathers themselves, to the edges of the paper, anywhere that needs a little bit of shimmer. I know it's kind of hard to see here on the video, but I will have a bunch of close-up photos, still images that you can see at the end of the video. But yeah, just adding some gold. I'm putting some here on the flap as well. And we're going to put some little shinies on the lady. I'm putting a little gold over her jewelry and kind of highlighting her skirt with the gold. And I'm going in with the gold gel pen to add even tinier details over on her wing and her necklace. So I'm taking another look, seeing if anything else needs to be done. I'm looking at that bright pink flap and I'm like, you know what? It's too bright. So I've got a teeny tiny bit of Payne's Gray and I'm just gonna paint over it just to kind of darken it up. So it's still pink, but it's got a shadow to it now. And I just feel like this gives it more depth and interest. I'm also doing a shadow behind the lady, make her stand out a little more, just so the page doesn't look so flat. And I'm just using some water to kind of give a very light gray. And we'll make sure it's nice and dry. And this is it, y'all. This is what happens when I sit down for 2 hours and don't have a plan. I had a great time making this. I really appreciate you watching. I look forward to hearing your comments on this one, and I will see you next time.